Welcome back. It's another interview on podcast and politics. I'm with the former President Thato. Thato, how are you?
I'm well, sir. Yourself?
I'm good. I just have a few questions about the politics and dynamics of TUT since we are in election.
Yes.
So, right now, my first question is going to be about the manifesto. The manifesto, I'm not sure if you were at the manifesto 2 days ago. What was your interpretation of the whole situation? What happened? What was your interpretation of the situation that happened for the whole summer?
Well, it was expected.
You can speak into that.
It was expected that is what is going to happen. But I can say that I'm a little bit disappointed in how student leadership behaved on that day. So it was very disappointing. It was very sad because there is a purpose for manifesto, and the purpose for manifesto is to give all structures an equal chance to present themselves and to engage with the students on what is it that they want to do as if when they get the power. So it was very disturbing that there was that whole fight, collapse, people were misbehaving and all that. It says a lot about the type of leadership that MLS in campus has.
Okay. So what do you think could be done to prevent those kind of incidences? Because we know that it happens here in so what can be done?
I think it goes back to individuals and behavior as well, because students also need to be very smart because in checking who is leading them, because we cannot have such behavior on campus because like you're saying, it's happening year in and year out. So now the only thing that can be done is for individuals to repent and for individuals to start behaving better and behave like the leadership that they claim to call themselves. Because we cannot have a leadership that are engaging in student activism but behaving like their political groups. If they want politics in their whole nature, then they must go and engage in community. This is university Gustav with high institution of learning. Here we don't deal with community politics, we deal with student activism. So that was just the behavior, alleged behavior of wannabe politicians in our university.
Okay, so right now, I'm going to go to the issue of residences because residences are a big issue in TUT and Russian. So how many residences do we have currently in TUT?
In total we have about five residences.
Okay. Can you name those residences?
You have Mavali residence, we have Kurdugi, we have Kali, we have Makoti, and we have residence.
Okay.
Four which belongs to J1, which belongs to ERC.
Yes, and there's also a new which is constructed.
Yes. Not yet.
Alright. So now I just want to find out the residences that you have decided on since you came to TUT. Which are those residences?
I've only resided in one, which is Mavali residence. I've never stayed in my house.
Okay, so how has been your experience in Mavali?
Great one, a great one. I think I'm considering myself to be fortunate and blessed to be residing in such a peaceful residence, a residence with discipline, a residence with high caliber. So yeah, my experience was great. It was fantastic. From my first year up to now, it's been a fantastic journey of staying here.
Yes, the reason why I'm asking this question because it's this. I think 2 months ago or a month ago, we had an incident of a student passing away in a certain residence. Yeah, so I wanted to know from you, what was your interpretation of that particular incident and what could be done to prevent those kind of incidents? Because when a parent sends a kid to university, I don't think they are sending them to come back as in that kind of manner.
Yes.
So I just want to know from you, what could be done to prevent those kind of incidences?
Yeah, that was a painful one. Very sad in what happened in Korupi about a student passing away. But I've been saying, and I'm still gonna say this, is that Korupi needs a system in place. It cannot be that you have a residence which is taking plus minus 1,500 students, and you don't have a system in place. You don't have rules, you don't have regulations, you don't have a system in place. You don't have disciplinary hearings and disciplinary actions that are taken to students. It doesn't even need to get to murder. For instance, should a student be caught with alcohol, what does the rule say about bringing in alcohol in the residence? So, curriculum needs a system. A system must be put into place. I would relatively make an example about Mahaling residents. So that we use what we call the triple R, the rules and the regulations. So inside the triple R, you find that there are steps that should be taken when there is an incident. Should it be the student harassing another student? Should it be sexual harassment? Should it be drugs? Should it be alcohol? Should it be making noise because there is a quite compulsory part time? So now, should a student do something that is contravening the rules, then the triple R speaks to the rules. So now, it is not a person that implements the system, but I mean, it is not a person that makes sure that there is a system into place, but the system itself take care of the residents and make sure that there is peace within the residents. So what curriculum needs, it needs a system to be in place. And that system should be effective to such an extent that students start to obey the system. First thing, secondary to that, they need to start considering going back to their orientation program. Irrespective of COVID and its regulations, but as there is the regulations, curriculum needs to go back to what we call a first year orientation, where they take all their first years, 24 months, 26 months, whatever the case might be, and have a program that is going to assist the students to be in a better position and to be in a better place. Because for students to even get to an extent of stepping to each other, there's no sister holding them, there's no brother holding them. So the idea is to build a family-oriented type of a situation in a race with diverse people coming from different backgrounds, so that there is peace, not only in the university, but also in the residence as well. So that is secondary to that. Tertiary to that, I'm going to speak to the issue of student leadership, whom consider themselves as either the task team or whatever they call themselves. Even themselves, they are out of order, because in many cases and in many scenarios, you find that they are the ones misbehaving more than the students themselves. So now if the students see a leader bringing in alcohol, then it means it's okay. They can't do nothing to me because you are a leader in Gurmuli and you are seen with alcohol or you do all those things. So if I do it, how can you call me to order when you are out of order yourself? So yeah, that is going to be my idea to say the system must be put into place.
Okay, so I can see that you're wearing a t-shirt that's in Mabaleng resident community.
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to know about that system of resident community. How does it work?
How it works in Mabaleng is that year in and year out, we that we hold RC elections. And immediately after hosting the RC elections, we take them to a training organized by the university. So when they get to the training, they are trained on how to deal with various types of scenarios and situations and issues inside the residence. And then as they come back, part of their training includes with the triple R, the residence and rules and regulations book. So they are trained on how to implement those rules and how to follow them. And then that's how it is. Then from then, the RCs are up and running 24/7, 365 days until the term of office ends. And if there's an issue, so there's a procedure, there's a system in place. So now they report the student to arrest manager, and then they go to disciplinary action. Then after the DC taking place on campus, the student is either taken maybe points from there, because we're giving 100 points when you arrive as a first year. So they either take points depending on how bad your case is. Can even go to an extent of expulsion and suspension, which happened not long ago.
So I just want to find out, is this system implemented in all residences? This one of us, RCs?
It is, but they operate different, because like I indicated at first, Mabaleng falls under ARLC, Accommodation Residence Life and Catering, which historically was known for the leasing and the accreditation of accommodation in the university. That was before TUT was introduced. So now, all these other residences, the other four, and they fall under TUT. So should anything happen between the residents, they have their own different system that they use, which is different from ours.
So are you telling me that maybe you are not happy with TUT or the system of TUT?
Yeah, I can say likely to say how they do their things, how they operate. I might not be happy with it because, for instance, before the incident of the student that was stabbed, there was another incident where a student harassed another student, but nothing was done about that. There was another incident where a student fought physically with another student. There was nothing done about that. So it escalated to an extent where we are losing a life inside the residence. So if they dealt with the issue of the other student that harassed the other one, then the tone would be set that should you misbehave, or should you break the rules, there is a system in place that is going to deal with you. So I can say that yes, I'm not happy, entirely happy with how they operate and how they do that.
Okay, so during your time of office as a president,
Yes.
what were the challenges that you faced with the residences?
Yeah, I faced a lot of challenges because in my term of office, that's when Kali lost its contract, and the students were expected to move from Kali and move to Kodohi. And at the time, the Kodohi fees, their fees at the time they were paying for 9,450. And again, I said it, and I said to the university that look, students do not want to move to Kodohi forcefully. So there were those that moved voluntarily, so, but we cannot force students or dictate to students where they must stay. The procedure of the accreditation committee and the accommodation, it says that residences that are owned by the university must be prioritized first. Why? Because the university pays for all the beds. For instance, in Mabali residence, which is a residence owned by the university, we have about 198 beds. So when the year starts, the university pays for 192. So till about 70 to 80 first years, and then the rest is seniors. And then at the time, students did not want to go to Kodohi forcefully. So now the students started to rebel and said that no, we don't want to leave college, we want to stay in college. So now I'm caught between a thin line where I must both deal with the issue of the 49,000 and deal again with the issue of saying that students at College must get their contract, their MOA. So I started, the first one that I dealt with was with the one of Kali. So we dealt with the issue, we sat in several meetings, there was even a protest on campus about it, and 6, 7, 8 months later, Kali has their contract, but no one is saying anything about that. 8 months later. And then with Corridor Hill, I was very disappointed, because I said to them, hey, when the fees were still 49,000, I said to them that students, 49,000 is too much. And then there were certain student leaders who stood up to me in front of the students and said that I must not involve myself in their issues of Corridor Hill. They will deal with the issues their way and in whatever way that they can. A few months later, 51,000 is in place, 50,000 is in place. So if they listen at that time, what I said to them, because leadership is all about visionary. You must see the future, come back and take your followers along. So if they listened to me at that time, we wouldn't be in this crisis that we are today.
So what were you suggesting at the time with respect to the crisis?
I said to the university and the students at the time, I said, let us follow the NSFAS breakdown framework, because there is a bracket for accommodation, where NSFAS is saying I can only pay up to this much for accommodation. So any other resident that charges more than the NSFAS bracket should be concerned as students. So I said to students, not only of Kodohi, but to the entire populace, but I was speaking directly to those that were residing in Kodohi. I said to them, 49,450, it is too much. It does not fall under the NSFAS bracket, it is not there. Can you do something about it? So my suggestion was that let us reduce the fees. Or if you are not reducing the fees, then give us a breakdown of how did you arrive to 49,000. Because at the time there was no NSFAS. NSFAS was not, not NSFAS, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi was not working at the time. Kodohi was not taking students who do not have NSFAS. So all the students that were using cash, paying students, were transferred to Mabali. And at the time, Mabali was full because it's the only cheapest residence in TUT CSRC Campus. So now, I said to them, let's give us the breakdown. How did you arrive to 49,000? You must tell us. Each room comes with a bed and a fridge and a microwave. And this is how much it costs. Your transport allowance, this is how much it costs for us to pay. All that breakdown we requested for it so that it can make sense to us, at least as leadership, so that we are able to now narrate and engage in terms of the breakdown. But the breakdown was never given. I did not receive support from several student leadership in terms of different structures as well. They defied me at the time and they said to me, no, when you are bribed or you are corrupt, why are you interfering with the money of 49,000? It's none of your business. You don't even stay here. Why are you concerned? And I said to them, I am concerned because these people voted for me and they said they want me to lead them. So it does concern me. And COVID happened, then when we came back, 51,000 was increased.
So how much can NSPAS pay for a resident?
I think the last time I checked, the NSPAS bracket was between 36 and 39, if not 38,000.
Okay, so it means that they are exceeding about more than 10,000.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I think I'm done with the issue of residences, but I just want to finish up with the one that it was being. Were you involved in the one that is being constructed right now? What was your involvement in?
The reality and the honest truth is that when I came into the university, there were already engagements and student leadership fought to an extent that we even lost a life on campus when we were fighting for accommodation back then, when it was only available. So when I came in, I found that there was already fighting for this rest to be built. They said we want an on-campus residence. So as I came in into the struggle, into the system, I formed part and parcel of fighting for that. Even during my term of office, it was one of the things that were resonating in the memorandum to say that we want an on-campus residence. So my involvement was not largely so, but I was involved, and in my term of office, I made sure that the process started as soon as possible, because when I entered office, things were starting to be positive and about to happen. So I just emphasized on it and made sure that the university does provide for us a on-campus residence.
Okay, so right now we are on elections. I think in 2 days' time we are going to be electing a new council.
Yes.
So I just wanted to find out from you, since the elections are going to be online.
Yes.
So now I just want to find out, aren't you anxious about other structures maybe buying votes from students? Because it might happen that I might just come and give you maybe a run or maybe 1,000 and say, hey, please vote for my party and I'll give you this amount.
I am a little bit skeptical about the online elections, simply because it's something that is foreign to us. We have never done it before as a university. But it goes back to the honesty and the loyalty of the students. Students need to be very careful when they select their new leadership, because it cannot be that, yes, I am worried, like you're saying, that maybe other people will buy votes and whatnot. But a student must understand that cross they make on the ballot goes a long way. I can break it down how it goes. Look at the current council that we have. Students made a wrong choice, and now we're suffering from the consequences of their own.
Okay, so what do you mean? Can you elaborate more when you say you made a wrong choice?
TUT CSRC campus does not have articulative leadership in this council that was elected the previous year. I don't want to call names, I don't want to, but we don't have leadership.
We can express it the way you want.
We do not have leadership. We do not have leadership. In my whole entire life, I've never seen a person that writes an email like this, writing a WhatsApp message. Like literally, the issue there is DER, and that person calls themselves a president or a secretary I was highly disappointed. Students did make a wrong choice. They can say whatever they want to say, can make all the noise they want to make, but the honest reality is that the true leadership is seen when no one is looking. Because when people are outside the gate closing down the campus, the leadership is expected to be in the boardroom. So what they say in the boardroom goes a long way about the student development and the well-being of the issues on campus. So I won't lie, we did not have leadership for this year. We did not. And in many cases, it was proven, it's still been proven now. So in these coming elections, if students are going to be bought and be given money for votes, they must be very careful, because they are the ones who are going to suffer the consequences. Then if they do that, then when we come back in 2022, we're going to find that fees have moved from 51,000 to 53,000, because that's where we are going. Residence fees. Yes. That's where we are going, from 51 to 53, if students make their own choice. If students continue to be bought of votes, they must definitely expect a high level of academic and both financial exclusions, which the same leadership that bought the votes will not be able to champion the issues.
Okay, so now I just want to find out from you. With regards to the 51,000, what do you think is the suitable amount that could be paid maybe in the presidents, or you say it's being overcharged?
From the next first bracket, even if you are exceeding, at least stop at 40. At least from the 36 to the 38. If at least you are saying exceeding, at least 40. Then we would try, because the rest is beautiful, you won't lie. I mean, that is one of the most beautiful residences in Malafi. In fact, across the university, it's very fresh, it's new, there's everything, it's beautiful. One lie, that is a beautiful residence. Apartments, we're speaking apartments level, not rooms. And even when you are sharing in the comfort with, it's beautiful. It does not have leakages, it does not have issues. It's beautiful place, you understand. But no, 51 is too much. 51 is too much.
51,000 roughly is how much a month?
Means the student is paying close to like 6,000,
7,000.
7,000 a month.
Which is quite too much.
Yeah, which is quite, I mean, here I pay 2,800 to 2,900 a month.
Okay. And are you sharing?
No, I stay in a single.
Yeah. So now I just want to find out from you. You know that it's a culture in TUT that we go to coalition.
Yes.
So during your term,
Yes.
which party were you collaborating with? Because I know you were equally from SEO.
Yes, organization.
Yes. So which structure were you in coalition with?
We collided with the likes of the EFF Student Command, collided with TASO as well. During my term of office, so it was Student Future Organization, EFF, and TASO.
Okay, so moving forward right now, would you like those kind of politics where you collide with other structures? Because I don't know, maybe does it work for you, or is it good?
Yeah, well, coalition government is good. It's good, but it needs principled people. It needs people who are loyal to their own structures before anything else. Because the coalition government that happened last year got us to where we are now. Because TASO sold out in the morning last minute. Because the agreement was that we were continuing with our coalition government. But because people are obsessed about power, they want to see themselves as presidents and as secretaries, and not knowing that at this rate that we're moving at, student leadership is slowly but yet surely, especially SRCs, they are slowly yet surely becoming irrelevant. But people are still obsessed about having that power, I want to be president, I want secretary, then it ends up even breaking the coalition government. Because when we go to coalition government, there's a lot of engagements and there's a lot of factors that we look at up to until we say we are giving this person presidency. Because in my time, EFFSC said, no, we're also interested in presidency. That was also interested in presidency. But after looking at the deployees that each structure had, the two structures are then agreed that no, student organization, we have a better candidate of ours. This one is more experienced, is more principled, we have seen it, we have seen him before he did. Let's give it to him, and that's how I meant. So it does not need us to just want power and not know who are we giving it to. So look at what happened now. The reason why we're in this mess, it's because of the coalition government that we went into. We've been in bed with the EFF Student Command for quite a number of years now, and we can confidently say that if we continue working like this, students' lives and students' development will be championed.
So right now, this message is talking about like who collaborated with you in the current SRC?
The agreement was that we are continuing with our alignment, SCO, TASO, and EFF Student Command. At TASO in the morning, they sold out, they pulled out, and they said they are going to vote with SASCO and PAS. Because we know that for years and years and years, and it's still going to be like that, no matter what happens. PASMA is going to be found in bed with SASCO. We don't have a problem with that. But with TASO, we're disappointed. I was disappointed personally that they collided with, but they had their own reason because they wanted secretary. And they had the secretary. And the question is, what do you do? What did they do? We said we want machine. And we went to collide with them. And we said to you, as the coalition government, to say, yes, we agree that we want machine. But we know you because we've been colliding with you. You are not yet ready for the machine. Take this and this and this and you. But because they thought maybe we were playing politics, and they thought maybe we do not know what they're saying about, they went and collided with TASO and TASO and PASMA and SASCO. Look now, never seen the most. I'm not speaking out of jealousy. I'm not speaking out of bitterness. But I'm 110% sure that I'm not only experiencing my own views here. A lot of people out there feel the same way as I feel. Our president is useless, man. Our president, our current president, the outgoing, that man is useless, man. Together with the deployees from their strike, including those that of PASMA, including in fact PASMA did a better job with their deployee, and they must thank God that they had that kind of a deployee, because if it was someone else, it was going to be seconds. The students are there, they're saying, President, we have an issue. And I'm going to say his favorite line, and they are going to relate all of them. They can say whatever. Say, I'm not engaged. That is his favorite line. And don't think he's joking or he's my friend, I know. But in terms of political space and student activism, we differ a lot. Yeah, he does not care about the students' well-being. Maybe he just wanted SRC to pay for his fees.
But if you can check maybe the history of the current president, he was also
in my head, yes.
So now, don't you think that gave him experience to work?
No, it did not. It did not. It was because I think it was because of factions.
Okay. Welcome back. We just had a technical error, but we are continuing with the questions. So another question for you is about the campus director. We are having campus director. We had a campus director during December.
Yes.
Who was the campus director?
During my time,
yes.
It was Mr. TRCHNICAL.
How was your relationship with him?
Our relationship was very proper. It was a very good one. Very good relationship. We never had altercations necessarily. So
he was a good campus director.
He was.
Okay, so right now, what message would you have for our new campus director? What message? What could he change? What positive could he bring to the?
Well, first of all, let me start by congratulating our new campus director, Mr. Malika, on becoming a professor. So we will now refer to him as Prof.
Oh, he's a professor.
Yeah, he's a professor now.
Yes.
Yeah, and Prof is not.
Okay, we had another technical problem, but we will fix it. We were on the new campus director.
Yeah.
Yes. So we can just continue about what we were saying with the campus director about what he could improve, what he can do for students in the current years.
Yeah, like I said, Prof is not foreign to us. We've seen him before in his past contributions to the university. So he's still new. We must just give him equal chance and equal opportunity, and so that he can showcase his capabilities and capacity by taking our campus to the next level. So yeah, I won't put him in with an expectations above. Just saying we are giving him time to adjust and lead this campus through. But we do have confidence in him, and we know that through his leadership we will improve as a campus.
Yes, so you are in SRC, so I just want to know about the honors of running groups, and so I just want to know, are those honors true of running groups happening in SRC selling students to management or whatsoever? I just want to know that, or service specialists, something like that.
Well, I think the rumors are true. In my experience and in how I saw things unfolding. But the brown envelopes are not from either SRCs or student leadership from management, but maybe it has to be with service provider. Because, like for instance, you can, like I've made an example about the issue of 49,000. That there was a time when I was a president, I went there to address the students of Kokovid about the very same issue of 49,000. And there was student leadership that was in defense of the 49,000. Not because it is wrong, but we assume that there is something that they're benefiting from the whole 49,000 issue. So they were defensive. And then a few months later, you see the very same people changing and coming back and saying, no, 51,000 is witchcraft. So we then presume that maybe there is brown envelopes involved. We don't have confidence, we don't have substantial proof that can tell us that there is a brown envelope. But by look of things and how other decisions that other student leaders take, it says a lot about the brown envelopes. But I'm saying what is wrong in principle can never be right in practice.
Okay, so my last question to you. Why did you join the SCO?
The Student Christian Organization, which is a Christocentric and multicultural and political organization, is very close to my heart. Me joining the SCO was coming from a Christian background. Is that when I came into the space, because I was involved in politics and student activism before I came to TUT. So when I came to TUT, I just wanted structure, the one structure that could both benefit my Christocentric background approach and also cover my political agenda. So SCO has everything for them. And besides that, SCO did assist me very greatly as a first year. I never had issues from registration to residence to even to familiarize myself with campus and all the things. SCO played a major role in it. So I'm very confident in here to say that SCO is the future and SCO is a part.
Okay, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
One last thing, students, don't forget to vote for the SCO from the 14th to the 16th of September 2021 in this coming SRC elections. SCO going forward to SCO is the future. SCO in the way to Sayas. Amanda.
Peace.